And so we're going to continue where we left off yesterday, where we were writing LINQ queries, a bunch of against a database with a bunch of different queries to answer different questions. And so this is kind of part two, so a continuation. And so wire this up and get the ball rolling. Yes, sir. Get this streaming.
Josh gets the feature.
And we are still in the home controller, kind of writing these queries. It might be a little bit overkill on the link, but I'd rather overkill it than not, right? So,
It's a good refresher.
I would agree. So what is number 17? How many books have the count of sci-fi? So in SQL, there's like a count method. And so let's see, there we go, there's your count. But that's in a collection. So there it is. So we can select, after our select, looks like we could just do a count. So that's what we will do. We will count all the books with the type of sci-fi. And so var books where now that count should just give me a number, right? So if I send that to the view, then you know you're not actually getting the books, you're just getting a number. So that would be an int that you would receive there. But let's just ping that, see that that count works as intended. We get 3. Bingo. Easy enough. Number 18. For each type of book, list the type and average price. Okay. So this is where we got into that group by. So really just curious, right? So we started playing with use LINQ. I'm going to say use LINQ. Let's see if I can prompt this. Use LINQ to return the type and average price for each type of book. Use LINQ to query a book table to return the type and average price for each type of book. Group by book into group book. So that's a little bit different. So this is new, right? From, we got our from. So kind of going back, take what they gave us and merge it into what we have, right? So at least gets us off the starting block. Public iAction result. Okay, so say var we'll take your variable name, sure. Context, books. So it's interesting that there's no dot notation here.
I think that's like a SQL statement more than a link.
Well, from so let's see if we can say b group by book dot type. So kind of like maybe I'll give it my prompt again. Okay. See, it gets it more in line with what I'm doing, because at first, I mean, when we were writing LINQ in Windows forms, it did look more like this. We were using these keywords like this, but now we're using all these methods, and so it's just a little bit different style, I guess. I'm not quite sure of LINQ. So here's my so here's group by b dot type, and then we do a dot select, and this is where it got confusing. The group, we select the group with a new type equals the group key. Average price so this is where it's kind of an interesting syntax, right? Selecting the group and creating this anonymous object Now again, we did create an anonymous object yesterday's, and then we kind of converted them to those DTO types. But regardless, let's see if ChatGPT solved another problem. There we go. Type of art, average price, type of CMP, type of fic, history, horror, mystery. Bingo. And so if we wanted to instead wire that up to a solid type, we could do that. Like we kind of did that a little bit yesterday. Now we had this book DTO that we were using. So I can instead of doing that, we've got the type. Let me make an average price here. How about that? We make an average price, and then we can modify this further. New book DTO. Okay. It's G dot average price. Let's see what it's not happy about here. Oh, decimal into decimal. So let's make that that. There we go. And now we've got a strongly typed art average price, art average price, art average price, and you could send that to a view and be good. Same as 18, but only consider paperback. Well, let's start with the same query.
So you would just do like a where clause with that?
I believe so. From where only paperback books. Probably double quotes because it's a string, not a char. Double equals. So now you should get different results for the average price because you're only factoring in the paperback books. Looks good to me. I'm trying to get through the single table and then maybe do a multi-table and then let you guys do the multi-tables. Right, kind of pick that back up. I just wanted to get the ball rolling a little bit. We got the ball rolling, but might as well finish it up on the single tables. Okay, paperback books for those types with an average price more than $10. Boy, this gets into the weeds. Same as 18, but consider only paperbacks for those types where the average price is more than $10. So it's almost like you need a nested where kind of thing, right? Because the average price is going to have to return something, and then you're going to say where the average price is more than $10. All right, let's see how good we get. Can you modify this LINQ query so it only returns books with an av price over $10? Just one more where clause at the end. Okay, well that wasn't so bad. Where B.
Can you just do an and, like in that first where as well?
Well, you don't know the average price yet there,
Yeah.
right? The average price is calculated here, so it makes sense to me to do it after.
Gotcha.
So let's throw in that where. As cool as this tool is, I wanted to show my morning class, but I'm like, no, we're not there.
They're not ready yet.
They're not ready.
At this point in the game, if they don't know about it,
Well, you're right. They might. I'm sure many of them do, but have they actually tinkered? I don't know.
Wow, Sally, you're really writing some crazy code overnight. How'd you do it?
I wrote a neural network that's terrible my head.
yeah.
Where did you learn that, Sam?
Okay. See, now I'm leaning on it too much. I probably could have figured that one out had I just tried. But I think that's the case of like, hey, you're just going to be a more efficient developer if you get comfortable with that tool. Put it in your tool belt. And now, if we look at the results, we've got 3. The average price is 37. Average price of 14. Average price of $11.
Pretty cute.
Pretty good stuff. Yeah, I agree. Okay, now there's a max, right? So you can, select the price column and determine the max. Query syntax. Right, so yeah, it's just a dot max at the end. So let's number 21. Okay, what is the most expensive book in the database? So that's obviously going to be the price column in the book table. And so we'll select all the prices in the book table and then run max and see. That should hopefully return a number. So var most expensive. Now, what is the most expensive book? It's not asking for the most expensive price, it's asking for the title. Most expensive book equals context books dot I want to select them all so there's no where clause, and I want to select maybe I'm just going to do a dot select title, be title, price.
Almost seems like now maybe it would be aware.
Yeah, where the price.
This is the average price.
No, this is
The most expensive one, right? So this is going to give us all the books, all the titles and all the prices.
Wouldn't we need like a comparing value? Like you said, I know we did this in C#, but like you set 1 as the lowest number, and then you set 1 as the highest integer, and like whenever a new book comes, I guess you wouldn't make a new book. Wouldn't work.
Now the thing is, this I don't doubt that this will give me the price, but I don't want the price. I want the title. $37.95. I'm sure that's right.
For a book.
I hate how much I'm using this. Can you modify my query to return the title of the most expensive book?
And that guy's really gonna call you a noob.
That guy?
Just being stupid.
Well,
First
order by the price,
And select the first.
and then select the first.
That checks out. That works.
Just a different way of thinking about it. You're a savvy one, Mr. Chat GPT.
Letter B there, is that just an alias you're using for that?
What's that?
The letter B, is that an alias you're using for that?
Correct. B book.
Yeah.
Yeah. And $37.95, title A Guide to SQL. at this point, we don't really need to select. At this point, we don't really need the price.
Since it, yeah, just.
Should we just select the title instead? Right? No breakpoint. Guide to SQL. There you go. What are the titles and the prices of the least expensive books in the database? Oh, that implies 2 books have the same price and they are the least expensive.
Well, could you just do like something similar to the most expensive, where you order it by?
And select the first
Sending.
2. Yeah, take the
Yeah.
first 2. There's a take method.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's do that.
And then display it.
Yeah, bingo. So, yes, I like the way you think.
So instead of descending, you do ascending, right?
Yeah, so 22, order by, if you want the first 2, right? So you want,
Mm-hmm.
so hold on. So if we go most expensive, because ascending order is lowest to highest, so we order by ascending, right? So lowest to
Ascending would be, it starts at like $100 and then goes down to $1.
descending would be
Descending.
yeah. So we're gonna start at $1, order by lowest to highest.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll order by, and then we'll do, I think there's a take, right? So dot take 2. Now that's cheating because I know there's 2. What if there's 3? What if there's 10? How many?
There are more than 2.
There is more than 2.
Um,
So let's see if take 2 works.
It's not cheating, it's just using our brain.
Given the context clues.
So that's the title. And while we're doing this, select kind of bring that back, title. So here, it's at least going to give me the price back, right? And it's just gonna crash. Let's do first or default as we had before. Okay, we should change our variable to be least expensive. Can you modify this query to return all the books with this price? Man, with speed too. Just sure, no problem. So where the B price is books.min. So instead of using they used a min function. So a B2 is like a second instance of book. So you're setting the book price equal to the minimum book price. That's kind of cool. That's it. I mean that's
And then it even has the return view for you. Oh, I guess you put that in first.
so let me tab that. And just to verify they all three have the right title and price. So where B price equals, so here's your test, run another query, B2, the minimum price, which again, we can learn from this, right? So this doesn't have to just be copying and pasting, right? So here's context books min, right? And so context.books.max B
I think you just have to put in a where clause there.
thought I could just use that max function, and this might give me
There you go.
there you go. That's a lot cleaner. Back to this one. We didn't test that one.
That's so smart doing another query inside of the query.
Correct.
I just like I don't think it's
Yeah, right. Exactly. Nested queries. So least expensive I mean, this is going to be ideas are going to be multiple. We're selecting books where the book price equals the minimum price. So it's going to run this query first, the nested query, if you will. Return the minimum price and then use it in this where clause. Order by the book title, select the books and the titles and the prices, return them to a list. Hop over, least expensive. There's 3 of them. $5.99, $5.99, $5.99. Very nice.
Tell ChatGPT to just solve world hunger.
Should we now?
You gonna do it?
Would it even work?
How would you solve world hunger?
Just make more food.
Here we go.
There it goes. Step 1. Now we gotta execute on this. Reduce more food.
Didn't they ask Elon Musk to solve, like, how would you solve world hunger? Didn't someone, like the leader of the WHO and Elon Musk got into a Twitter fight? And
Is that what he was saying, that there's plenty of planet left, like we're all in little like communities where we should expand outwards?
You know, something I said on there was reducing food waste. If you like could take how much food America wastes and put it in a vacuum and like look at it from an outside perspective, you'd be like, holy crap, like we waste so much food.
Yeah.
Especially our military.
It's even at school, like my wife used to work in the cafeteria.
Yeah.
There's so much food that
so here's what Elon said. If WFP, I'm not sure who that is, can describe on Twitter thread how exactly 6 billion will solve world hunger, I will sell Tesla stock right now and do it. So then this CEO got on Twitter and said, this is our plan, and he never sold 6 billion and sold.
How would you solve world hunger? Buying Twitter.
yeah, spend 50 billion on Twitter and then $1 off it.
Make everybody pay $8 for their blue check mark.
Blue check.
Yeah, I was about to say, this is the same guy who put a poll on Twitter saying, do you guys want me to resign? I will abide by this poll. And then whenever everyone said they wanted him to resign,
I forgot
he
about
says,
that.
oh, sorry, there are a bunch of bots, so I'm going to make worse changes.
He never resigned, did he?
No. He,
Well, no,
he
he
literally
didn't.
used the excuse of, oh, sorry, I'll rerun the poll when I have less bots.
Right.
He's a phony.
Money doesn't equal
You like
knowledge,
his wife?
guys.
But I used to not feel that about him. I feel like
I used to not as well, but
Yeah.
no, it's.
I never really cared about him.
That'd be like, you know those student surveys we fill out at the end of each semester? It'd be like if like there was a bunch of negative reviews and you were like, those are just bots.
Sir, this is a physical, whatchamacallit?
so this is last one. Now the question is, how many employees does Henry Books have? So I gotta look at my Henry database, look at my tables. Not even sure what table to hit. So
The branches table.
branches has num employees, so let's look at that data. Okay, so we just need to sum up the num employees inside of branches. C# sum link. Okay, just a sum function. Turns out a lot of these SQL functions are just link functions. Guess no major surprise. 23. Looks like 40.